This video is intended only to supplement the written installation instructions that accompanied your product, not to replace those installation instructions. The written installation instructions should be read and available to you before you attempt to install the product.
We're going to go ahead and show you guys how to do another installation for this flush mount microwave. It's pretty similar to a lot of the microwaves we have today, the main difference being that the front of the microwave will actually sit flush with your cabinets. Now I know these aren't perfect cabinets that you're going to see in a kitchen or anything like that. These are a prop that we've got to show this installation, so just bear with us on that. The first couple of things that we're going to do is just take some basic measurements. One of the first measurements that we're going to want to take is how deep it is from the front of the cabinet door. I know there's no door here, but it'd be the front of the cabinet door to the back wall, because that is the distance that we're trying to achieve the flush look on. It looks like we're right at 13 3/4. So again, we've got 13 3/4. Another dimension that we're going to need right off the bat is how wide this opening is. It looks like we've got pretty close to 30, maybe just a fuzz over 30 on this. We're gonna cut that in half, so half of 30 is 15. We're gonna find the center here and put a mark right here on 15. So then we've got a template, the wall template. So we'll go ahead, put this in here, push it all the way towards the top. You've got a triangle right at the very top. So that mark I made right on 15 is sitting right on that triangle. So we're just gonna put a mark right there. And then if we follow it down, we've got another one right here, and we'll mark that. So that should be our center line. So then what we're going to do is take this, turn it sideways, and draw a line all the way down. So the next step, we'll go ahead and take this wall template, and we're going to put it up on the top of our cabinet. Now, the front of this, so for our application, the front is just going to go to the front here, because that's what we're trying to flush it up with. In the customer's home, you're going to have a door. Typically, you're going to have a door right here. That is what you're going to want to be flush with, because wherever you line this up, the front of this is where the front of the microwave is going to be. So we'll want to center this up. You can see your center line on the back wall, and we're flushed right against the front. So the 3 points of reference that we're making here are the 2 mounting holes and the power cord. So over here, got hole D, the mounting hole. And come over here, got hole E for a mounting bolt, and then right here we've got hole G, which is for the power cord. The next point of reference that we will draw is going to be the bottom line, which is where the bottom of the microwave and the wall mount bracket will meet up. So we will take this wall template, turn it to the right so the arrows are facing to the right. Slide it all the way to the top in the corner. Right here, there's going to be a rectangular window that you can draw a line on. Draw a line right on the bottom of that. Come over here and slide it all the way to the left. Make sure you're pressed all the way up into the corner. There's another rectangle to draw a line here. Next step, we'll use our template. We're simply just going to use it as a straight line to connect the 2 lines that we just drew. And this line is to line up the bottom of the wall mount bracket. So after drawing this bottom line, the next step, we'll take this cardboard template. We're going to want to center it. So we've got our center line and the bottom line we're going to want to follow. So what we will do here is mark the 4 circles, or the 4 spots, to mount the wall mount bracket. So we'll come over here to A. I'm going to mark that. And H. J, way over here B. So after marking these holes on the top, we'll start with a 3/8 drill bit. Our cabinet's already been pre-drilled. We had a microwave installed in here already. But there's a 3/8 hole right here on the left-hand side for the mounting screw. And then on the right side, another 3/8 hole for that the long lag bolt that these come with. And then right behind here, you're gonna need like a 3/4 inch hole saw bit to drill a hole for the power cord to go through. Before we install the wall mount bracket, there's a couple of things we need to go over. The importance of this kit: any installation where your cabinets are deeper than 13 inches, you will want to use this bump out kit. The bump out kit comes with a couple of these different brackets, and each bracket has a letter on it. This one has the letter L. The other brackets have 2 letters on them. This one has M, and if you flip it, it's N. And this one right here is R, and if you flip it, it is P. So depending which way these are sitting, they cover different depths. There will be some documentation with this microwave and also with a bump out kit. Following this will help you determine which bump out brackets to use with your cabinets. Depending on your situation, it's possible that you may need to use a bump out kit plus some of the foam shims. We will show you how to install those in just one second. So for our particular installation, we have 13 3/4. So we are going to use these L brackets that are mounted to the wall mount bracket. There's 4 screws that hold each of them in. So we're going to go ahead and show you how to put these in. There's cutout holes where they line up. Just want to hold that there. Then you got a couple screws on the back side. So we've got both of these brackets installed here. Now this is what the microwave is going to rest on. Now what's different than your typical setup is these are pushed out. And again, this is to accommodate for the flush look. So depending how deep your cabinets are will determine how deep this setup needs to be. And again, that is achieved by using the bump out kit with these brackets, and then also these foam shims. These shims will come with your unit. In the location that these get installed are on the back side right here. It would be on each side of the bracket. So depending how far you need to bump it out would determine how many of these you need to use. Each one of these is 1/16 of an inch. So if we needed to bump it out 1/8 of an inch, we would put 2 of these on each side. They would just, they're peel and stick. You stack them right on top of each other. So you would put, to bump this out an extra 1/8 of an inch, we would have 2 here, 2 here, and then down on the other side, 2 here and 2 here. So that would be 8 total to bump it out 1/8 of an inch. And again, this information will all be covered in the installation guide as well as the instructions that come with the bump out kit. For our particular installation, we only need to bump it out 3/4. So this kit will get us, or this bracket right here will get us where we need to go. We don't need to use these peel and stick shims in this particular install. It's almost time to get this wall bracket mounted, or the wall mount bracket put on the back of the wall. A couple things I want to talk about before that is studs. So studs are covered in the install guide. Every house is going to be a little bit different. You may have one in the center, one on the side, you might have one on each side. It really all depends. Follow the install guide in there. It tells you what to do in the event of only having one or no studs. You might need to drill a hole and use like the anchors. The lag bolts that come with it might work just fine. Again, please refer to that and familiarize yourself with your home install and where your studs are at before you move on with this step. So at this point, we've got everything marked out. We know where our bracket is going to go. And for the sake of this installation, again, we're using a cabinet that we built, so we are simply using wood screws. Do not use wood screws in your installation. Use the provided screws or anchors, again, depending on your setup, whether you've got studs in the center or on the sides. So I'll start on the right-hand side. The first one that we marked out. And then I'll come over here to the far left and get one of these started. Then we've got two more near the center for our install. So before we tighten these, we'll just want to make sure that we're sitting on our line, that everything looks okay, and I think we are. We'll start with this right one. Get that tightened up. Get that tightened up. Come over here to the left. That tightened up, and then this one here. Okay.
Warning: excessive weight hazard. Use 2 or more people to move and install microwave oven. Failure to do so can result in back or other injury.
To attach the microwave, we use the mounting bolts and the washers provided.
Warning: electrical shock hazard. Plug into a grounded 3-prong outlet. Do not remove ground prong. Do not use an adapter. Do not use an extension cord. Failure to follow these instructions can result in death, fire, or electrical shock.